do a majority or a lot of women have this fantasy of having a train ran on them?
Most guys, they would be sick. They throw up in their cornflakes. They'd probably even go cry in the car, but I don't know if they would really actually leave.
A lot of times I think when a person looks like a gangbang situation, it's not just, oh my God, she has this insatiable sexual appetite. It's like, damn, you don't really love you like that, do you?
Unless you married a virgin, sir, then the train thing already happened. The fact that it may have happened over a span of years as opposed to a span of hours, that might be a reason for concern.
This one lady on a podcast was talking, and she had to be white, I think. She was a white woman. Was she mixed or was she white? I don't remember.
I think she looked biracial.
She was biracial. Heavy on the white though. She was heavy on the mayonnaise, I think. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that makes a difference or not. But I just want to give you guys some context. She was on
let me
a
check
podcast.
real quick.
But she was on a podcast saying that women secretly want to have a train choo-choo ran on them, right? And that got me to thinking, number one, is that true? But then number one was, what's a train? Right? Because I feel like this is people have different ideas of what a train is. That's number one. Number two, is it true? Like, do a majority or a lot of women, do you guys think a lot of women have this fantasy of having a train ran on them, right? And then lastly, number three, as men, if you either knew that your old lady, your wife's significant other, had a train ran on her, would you feel some type of way? Or, So what are your thoughts about the train conversation? You know what I'm saying? Do y'all think women secretly want to have a train ran on them? What is a train, and how would you feel?
Okay, we got to start off. We got to define terms, okay? All right, so a threesome is a man or three people, so it stops there. The train is when you got guys and they're like sitting outside they're going in one at a time and they're sitting outside the room like at a doctor's office. They're going in one at a time and one guy leaves out, the other guy goes in. And past that, it's just like if it's like three or four guys are all in the room with it, that's a gangbang. So those are different things. Some guys don't care, can't tell the difference, but that's what those terms mean. But I think most guys, they would be sick. They throw up in their cornflakes. They'd probably even go cry in the car, but I don't know if they would really actually leave. Maybe we talked about this before. Maybe if nobody knew about it except him, it was on her heart. She wanted to confess and nobody knew about it. He might feel some kind of way. He would feel some kind of way, but I don't think a lot of guys would leave. They'd go back and eat their Salisbury steak or whatever she cooked that night. But I don't know that they're going anywhere. I mean, what do you guys think?
I think that I agree with you. There's a difference between like a threesome, right, spit roast or whatever, and an orgy, and not orgy, and a gangbang, right, with like multiple people in the room, and a train where there's just person after person. I think a train probably could still have two people coming in and out of the room. Probably still be a train. I think it's the repetitiveness of it. And I think the repetitiveness of it, or the fact that there's so many people, is probably where the guy is going to pause, choke. And that's because he's now got to ask himself some questions. You know what I mean? Like, does she need a lot of penis to do whatever? Because I can only supply one at a time, right? Not only does she need like more than one at a time, does she need a plethora to be satisfied? I think that's why the guy would be sick. I think that's why he'd be trouble. Now, in the same breath, I tell the guy to get over it. I tell the guy to get over it because unless you married a virgin, sir, in its own sense, it was something of if that was your issue, then the train thing already happened. Okay, a few guys went in it before you, and they took their turn. That is what it is. Okay. Now, the fact that it may have happened over a span of years, as opposed to a span of hours, that might be a reason for concern. You know what I mean? Unless you like a freak. You know what I mean? I went to a party once, and a guy introduced his wife as a gangbang queen. I was like, oh, well, Your Highness. I mean, I wouldn't have done that if it was my wife, you know what I mean? And I don't think I would have married a gangbang queen, but he did. So apparently there's value out there. Apparently being a woman who used to be an engineer, you know what I'm saying, and ran with the cabooses or whatever, apparently that's not a complete turnoff for everybody, right? But I do understand it can be a little problematic because the guy's got to wonder, what does this say about her appetite and her needs for satiation, right? And then he's got to wonder if he can match that or if he's willing to match that. Now, whether or not he bounced, I think it depends on how many people know. Actually, I don't even part of it. Whether or not he bounces it and comes back depends on how many people know. How he navigates the future of that relationship is going to depend on his ability to just accept the present, right, and just turn a blind eye to the past.
Well, let me ask you this real quick, because you kind of hinted on it. Does the sexual dynamic of their relationship change how he responds to it? Like, if she tells him this, but in their marriage, she's been really prudish and conservative, and she only does sloppy toppy for his birthday and their anniversary, but she used to be gangbang McGee. Does that change things, or would it?
I think it does. And it's funny that I would think it does because earlier I was saying the woman finds out the man was cheating and she's been happy all this time. Why would she be tripping, right? Well, here's my thing though, because it's a complete code switch, right? If she's purporting to be something else, and then you find out that she's this other thing, then you're like, hey, why didn't you introduce me to this other side of you,
That was
right?
her
And this other
past. That's not the same. That was her
wait,
past. She can say
what?
that was her past.
It's a past.
She's
The dude,
changed.
the dude cheating 2 years ago was a past. You know what I'm saying? Even if you
That's not
cheated
the
2 years ago.
same. If he's saying that, hey, she was doing gangbangs 20 years ago, now she been with you, she hasn't been. It doesn't mean that he's necessarily close, which just could mean that she changed or at least decided not to do that anymore. Right. And I feel like y'all guys missed all the reasons that y'all feel like that a guy could be upset about a woman that's being promiscuous in regards to her sexual prowess and all that. Could it just possibly be that a person does not have an attraction to someone who doesn't have value in themselves? Like, if a woman is moving in such a way that she doesn't show value for herself, then why would I have value in her? Even if I do fuck her, right? A lot of times I think when a person looks like a gangbang situation, it's not just, oh my God, she has this insatiable sexual appetite. It's like, damn, you don't really love you like that, do you? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm saying in the outside of lifestyle,
Okay.
most people see this type of behavior in porn. And most of the time, despite how well the lady is acting, it's just not attractive to see a line of niggas just stroking their fucking whatevers to just wait to like, it just feels like, maybe I'm taking the estrogen on this one. It's not like, I'm saying the alternative to it just being, oh my gosh, she can take a lot of dicks. Maybe I can't measure up. Part of that could also, another argument can be is yuck. Like, you don't really value yourself. Like, whether it's right or wrong, right? I'm sure there are all these people who are moving in sexual spaces that are doing it because they have thought through, they're healthy, they're thoughtful, but come on, man. Some of us has fucked enough women out here to know that some of these women out here are emotionally distraught. You know what I'm saying? That they are, fucking for feelings. They're fucking for bags. So what I'm saying is that to some men, and people, it's like, well, damn, shorty, you don't value you. So how can I love you? Unless you're a Captain Save a Hoe, which when you think about even that in and of itself, for a captain to save a hoe suggests that he thinks that, hey, she's a damsel. Why? Because she's doing some shit that she wants to be doing. The only damsel comes from the fact that he has to assume that it's not what she really wants to be doing. Because what person would really want to be doing this? And the way that you're doing it. If you're talking about having multiple partners, I think you can look at a threesome and be like, oh, that could be cute. That could be whatever, right? If you're talking 2 guys and a girl, if that's what her fantasy, maybe her husband's open-minded, great, I can see that. If you're talking about lifestyle, I totally get it. That's a whole different thing. I'm just talking about this idea that when some of these people were moving, because in college, there wasn't lifestyle back then. There were girls who were getting gangbang, and I can't imagine no nigga thinking he's gonna wife any of her up. Right? And it wasn't because, oh, niggas couldn't handle. No, it was because yuck. I'm not finna sit here and have what feels like less value on my arm. Why would I do that? I'm not making the judgment on whether it is or it isn't. I think there are people who can move sexually in a way that retains value, right? Or it leads to the crowd and to the proximity of people that they're rocking with. But if you're talking about somebody who is just having the traditional gang bang and being slutted out, right, which is a terminology that many of us use when we describe these things outside of the community, then yeah, there's a reason why that nigga won't. And Delvin, it depends on when he finds out. Not like if they're in a good relationship, then yeah, it may weather the storm. But if she's been moving there on the rocks, this might be the one last thing he needed to find out to say, bitch, I'm out.
Oh yeah, it's a
You
wrap.
know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's a fact.
Let her not be sucking dick properly when he finds out she was out there hoeing it up and doing a gangbang.
Oh
Right?
yeah.
Because
Yes,
to Jay's point, if he finds out, bitch, it's a wrap. Because what the fuck? I'm already unhappy. I don't give a fuck. You better conjure that shit back the fuck up. You better go back into that closet and find the hole that you was before for me. You know what I'm saying? If you want
bring
me
her
to
out.
stay. Yeah.
Bring him out. Bring him out.
Yeah, man. But but a person finding out, depending on what they find out, I mean, it could definitely be a challenge for that man to see, because there's a lot of men, I think, that they have this image of who their wives are, right? Part of the whole Madonna whore complex thing, I guess, right? And so depending on how you valued Shorty, to find out that that's not who you, because Jay, I think where I disagree with you wasn't that it was necessarily like like, it wasn't like she was lying today. I'm saying the case can be made that she was lying then and that you've been tricked this entire time, right? Because she could literally have become the person that she is today. And so you have to reconcile whether or not you want to leave that person today. But if I feel like you got me under false circumstances, like buying a home that you found out some people were killed in, right? Oh shit, if I would have known that, I wouldn't have bought the home, right? It's like there are certain things you should
Right.
disclose before you buy the home.
Okay.
Legally, I'm a real estate person. These are some things. So I feel like that may be a thing that some men will feel like, well, damn, I wish I knew you had that many bodies, which coincidentally is actually an apt analogy to the whole home. You know what I'm saying? You see what I did there? Come on,
Yeah.
man.
We did
Stop
that.
playing with me here. Oh, even in overdrive on the humble. Right? The home. Anyway, so I could see a guy, you know what I'm saying, depending on how so to Jay's point, like if you knew, she had a couple bodies, you would not be that shocked. But if she presented herself as someone who had a very small number of bodies, the fact that she would have been in a gangbang, she said, oh, I got 5 niggas. And you find out all 5 at the same time, that shit would fuck you up. You're like, you thought it was 5 over 5 years. You didn't know it was 5 over 5 hours or 5 over
I
5
told you I
minutes.
only been with 5
You know what I'm
guys.
saying? And if I'm also being honest, and can we be honest for a second, y'all? Okay, I'm not saying that I have been a participant in a train-like situation, right? But I have guy friends, really popular guys who have their way with women out here. And for some reason, I get the impression, and fellas, correct me if I'm wrong, right? If you've heard the same thing. But a lot of times when these brothers are interacting with the Amtrak, there isn't a bunch of reference there. It's not like those brothers are sitting there like, hey man, let's leave a tip. You know what I mean? We got to put it back the way we found it. You know what I'm saying?
We got to be good stewards.
Let me go ahead and write this down before we get up out of here. I feel like if you have been on that side of the train, come on, ride the train and ride it. I think I can. No. Okay, I'm by myself on this
You
one.
wildin'. But no,
I'm saying,
usually
so
passengers are not very courteous or very respectful of the transport. They're not. They just do
Yeah.
what they want to do, and they go. They don't even clean up after themselves. So yeah.
have you been on the MTA lately? I mean, come on. It's crazy on public transportation. So all I'm saying is I can see why a person would just be more yuck than they would be, you know what I'm saying?
The average vanilla person, yes, would be.
Yeah, I made the caveats. I did give some
I'll do
caveats to
that.
my more experienced, technicians out there. Or travelers. Is that what they call me? I don't know.
Travelers, yes.
Is that
More
what?
Yeah,
experienced
fellow
travelers.
travelers. Yeah.
Well, listen, we done got in trouble before for talking sex, so we're gonna just stop now before we get ourselves into any more trouble.
Yeah.
We'll see y'all next week. Hopefully, y'all send the movie back with us. Until then, be easy, y'all.
Yeah.